Welcome to Legacy Mentor Wednesday, drawing the cards and sharing some insights with you through the lens of a mentor linked with legacy. And by drawing the cards, someone asked me the other day, why are you doing this? And I said, well, there's two reasons. One, I like to learn and be reminded of ideas that I've thought about or could spark me in different directions. So the cards remind me of that, but also to present you with prompts with your legacy journal or thinking through your legacy through a different lens. And sometimes hearing it through different words, different phrases, that can prompt you to go in different directions. So today, what we've got the letter Q. Now, this becomes kind of interesting when you look at it from a tree's perspective, but I found five really great words starting with Q that I thought that I would share with you. And to take a look at the letter Q, I'm just going to check my notes here. The letter Q, from a significance point of view, is original genius thinking and higher consciousness. That's how they associate that letter. And that makes sense when you think about the questions and quiet and Q and quantity and quality that are here, as in five words linked to it and linked to legacy. And then I'll go over the tree with you. So, from a quiet Q, quantity, quality, question point of view, let me go in reverse order. Question. Now, this is a great word because it's actually made up of quest and ion. And an ion is a chemical particle that's searching for its complementary opposite. So, if it's positive, it's looking for negative. It's negative, it's looking for positive. And therefore, that ion is on a quest. And thus, a question is looking for its answer. So the quality of your questions gives you a sense of the quality of your answers. So thinking through what question you're going to ask is very important, and especially as you start moving through and shaping and sharing your legacy, whether it's the stories, the contributions, or the project. Now, from a quality point of view, that always reminds me of quality of life. What is your life like? How would you describe it? Some people use a financial lens, middle class kind of lens. Someone might use, I got this kind of house. Someone else might say, I live in this kind of town. There's a quality that's associated with your life. And thus, you have the the quantity that you might be looking at, all right, that gives you a sense of, well, how much do I have of something? And for example, I only have seven Rubbermaid boxes and a couple more around me in my quality of life because I live as a digital nomad, and therefore I am moving around from house to house. I don't have my own house, and therefore I'm not worried about furniture and all those kind of things. So I have this quantity of boxes to carry all of that which I need with me. So this notion of standard of living is, for me, could be looked at through the quantity of boxes that I'm moving around at any given time. Different way of looking at living life. I get that, living my legacy life. But the quantity, yes, usually is a number. The quality tends to be about words and descriptions. That's one of the ways I look at it. From a Q point of view and legacy, what is it that you're lining up for yourself? And one of the things that I've learned is values, challenges, figure out the story so I can then go to contributions on my unique journey or projects on my adventures together. And that was just one of the ways that I queue up my work. So when I understand my values and what's important to me, I understand the challenges I have, whether problem, something is of concern, or appreciation, something of joy. So, how do I deal with those hinders? How do I deal with the helps? That is the challenges. Stories are my origin story that I work with, other stories that I might use, one around the campfire, another one when I'm out at dinner, stories that engage people and get people chatting with me. And then the whole idea of contributions. What is it that I can achieve that doesn't require a lot of other people? Maybe just the recipients and maybe a family member or two or a friend. But when I think of projects, I'd say adventures together, and I've got a lot more people involved, and I'll use words like recipients and supporters and contributors. So quiet then comes in because there are days when, just slow her down, find a chair outside, watch the sunrise, watch the sunset, take a quiet walk with the dog, whatever it might be, is to find that quiet time so that I can feel through things and sense things and make sense of things. So I put quiet in here just as more of a reminder for myself. And I thought that would be helpful for you as well. Let me know down below which of those 5 words catches your imagination and why. Love to hear it. Oh, sorry, read it. Now, Q and trees. As you know, I always look for trees linked with the letter. Q is an interesting one because quercus, which is Latin, and I may not be saying it correctly, it means oak. So, of the oak family, it starts with Q, quercus. See, I even said it differently. But the oak, right? The mighty oak, the longevity, the strength, the stability, the endurance, the honesty of the oak. A Q word, oak, those characteristics. Acorn and oak, the myths of the oak, the stories of the oak, the legacy of the oak being strong, the stability, the honesty. It's a great metaphor linked with legacy, is it not? So I thought I would bring the oak to the foreground today. When it comes to the single word card, I got literacy, and the idea card that has like an image associated with it was push ifs. So let me deal with the literacy one. So literacy is one of the 5 branches of legacy. So it's the 4th one along. So we have life, leadership, legal, literacy, and leverage. So the literacy is coming to understand and be curious about what's going on around us. And with aging, younger, older, and the aging that we are engaged in, then literacy of what's taking place around us is important, whether that might be physical, mental, social, vocational, financial, these kind of ideas, maybe philanthropy, spiritual, the environment, what's happening holistically around us in terms of where we're living, what's happening with the planet. So literacy is remaining open to all the different areas in which you are taking in insights and interpretations and you're doing investigations. So literacy is important. And unfortunately, as most people age, and I'm not going to be doing it, I don't know about you, but I'm going to stay literate. I'm going to stay up to date, even with the technology that's coming out and playing with the different tools that are coming out and seeing what's out there. I'm still waiting for virtual reality to be like the holodeck on the Starship Enterprise. I've been waiting 30 years now. I wrote a book around it, so I'm waiting for that technology. So I'm staying literate where I can around that as an example. Let me know down below what you're remaining literate about so that we can get a bit of a sense of what's happening. When it comes to push ifs, with legacy, there are some push elements and there's some pull elements. And the ifs is that I'm pushing it to improve, focus, and strengthen. And I'm pulling it to improve, focus, and strengthen. So by push, what I'm referring to is maybe I'm shaping something and I believe that it's more important for me to train and instruct in it. So I'm going to push that forward into a community group, maybe through some other kind of activities at work, is that I'm going to push it. And other times I might look at it and go, I think I'm going to pull it. There's something here that I want to share. I'm going to encourage people to ask me questions. And often I think of push is to manage it, pull is to lead it. And therefore, you need both push and pull. But one of the things that, again, that I remember is it's easier to pull a rope than it is to push a rope. So, from a metaphor point of view, I bring that to the foreground. But sometimes you do have to push. There is an opportunity in your legacy contribution or project where a push is necessary. But just be alert to that push and that's pull. All right, let's move over to a couple of ideas that I just wanted to share with you so I can bring you up to date with what's happening within the world of living a legacy life. Because of those prompts that I've just gotten, I'll be making myself aware of them as I move forward. Just like I had last week, it was map, manage, measure, monitor, and mastery with min and max, the 5 M's. And you can always go back and look at that video if you want. It's called the 5 M's, and it's a very distinctive thumbnail, so you'll see it. But with this diagram that's in front of you, what I've come to appreciate here is that I am going to be looking at the story element of things because I want to be able to say, great, the story is going to be linked up with the, the legacy aspect. So creating your legacy story. And from that, I can then lean into my legacy mastery. I can lean into my legacy decoded. So, legacy decoded is the unique journey. So, if I was assisting you as a legacy mentor, maybe what I'm doing is I'm helping you to really fulfill some of the wishes that you have that are on very much a bit more of a smaller scale. Not to give you legal advice or anything like that or estate planning, but maybe there's something you want to learn about writing a legacy letter or a legacy note, or you want to write a poem or something and you want to give it, or maybe you're thinking about what you want to write into your eulogy. I could help out. That's sort of legacy decoded. When it comes to legacy mastery, then that's a bit more of the project work. That's when you're starting to engage recipients, supporters, contributors. You've got people involved that you are serving. It's a bigger ask to get involved. And that might require project management, for example. And I can help out with that from a legacy mentor point of view. But all of this is aiming towards the creation of the legacyant, a person who is a legacy guide. And I'm using legacyant rather than one of the other terms. In my other work, I've talked about younger, older, elder. And a younger knows when they become an older because they self define that. It's the community that gives the term elder to an older. But I thought that with this living legacy life, what you could do is you could work towards something called legacent. If you need to provide a name to what it is that you're doing, you're becoming a legacent. And there would be at least two types: the legacent who is on the journey of living a legacy life, and the legacent who is actually turning around and saying, I can help those who want to become a legacent and want to be on that legacy journey and could work with me or could set up a business, a nonprofit, lots of ways in which to make that happen. So those are the four. And then at some point in time, legacy community is going to get involved with this. I'm not quite sure how. There are groups that are created on other platforms, and there are specific platforms. Legacy community is going to be something I'm going to ask you to help me. What would be the best way to create community and where, and what would you like covered? So as you get involved, you can help to shape this sense of legacy community. Why I want to assist you as an educator 60 plus, encourage you to craft, shape, share your legacy stories. And if I was to put into that extraordinary stories, intergenerational stories, without writer's block, and that's something that would be of value to you, then jump on in, make a comment below, or go to the website where it's located in the description. And you can find how to go to the contact page and leave me a message, and I'll get back to you. And with the other videos that are now popping up here, one is the playlist link to all the shorts prompts, 1 to 3 minutes. And they're great if you've got a journal and you watch the prompt and write down how it might influence you in living your legacy life, in writing your story. And there's over 200 now that are there, different prompts from different angles about living legacy life. And also, the video that's here is one that I think might advance your understanding of living a legacy life. So give it a look. And there's lots of other videos on the channel. And the more that you watch, that is wonderful and great. And comment down below. What is it that we could add, alter, delete to the channel, to the presentations? So, with that, I'm going to say take care and may the Q be with you.